What's up, family members? Today you're welcome to another edition of the King Series Holders Movement. Today I'm gonna be walking you through a very important tip of filmmaking. Some few weeks back when I released the video of a Ube Setwa, I got a lot of questions and people be asking me if I shot on a RED or an ARRI camera. I got questions like, yeah, good video. I appreciate the new look in your videos. Just can't believe it was shot by a medium level camera. It appears like it was shot on a RED or ARRI. Congrats to you, Dr. King. We use a Sony 2, but your result is insane. It looks like you shot on RED or ARRI. The way you treat your image is magical. So that brings us to today's tutorial, because I'm going to be showing you how to use a low budget film camera and make people feel like you have a RED or ARRI camera. So follow me, let's head to the studio. Okay, so here we are in DaVinci Resolve 15 and this is the video of Ube. The link of the video is going to be on the description box below, and this is a video of Mike Monster featuring TJ. The video is not yet out. We shot this one few weeks ago. Okay, so before we move ahead to get the RED look or the ARRI look, I would like to say that using DaVinci Resolve will be very easy to get this look. But if you're not using DaVinci Resolve, you're using Premiere Pro or any other software, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. So for those using DaVinci Resolve, just follow along. For those who don't have DaVinci Resolve, you can apply the same formula or the same workflow I'm gonna show you right here to your other softwares, and it's gonna work completely well. Okay, so let's go. So first of all, before I color grade or color correct my images, I always like to group them. So I'll grab the two images that looks alike, like this and this. I'll group it, create a new group, and I'll call this, let's say, Ube. And then I'm gonna grab these two, I'll group it, I call this Mike Monster. When this video drop, I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna share the link to you guys and even the behind the scenes so you guys can follow along. So call this Mike Monster. Okay, so nextly I'll come over to my Ube file. Before I start color grading, first of all I do my color corrections, because it's a very important aspect before color grading. So just follow along with me. So first of all, I have to denoise the images, because most small cameras always comes with noise. So let's try to denoise the image so we can have a clean image to work with. So I'll put in my noise reduction here. Before and after, before, after. You can see that I don't know if YouTube compresses it a lot, but it takes away some noise. Okay, right now I have a clean image to work with. So nextly, since the image is a little bit soft, I'll try to sharpen the image a little bit. So I'll come over here. There are two ways I can sharpen my images. First, I always like to come over to the second tab here and go to mid-tone details. I bump it up to 50. You can see that. Let me see if you can see difference. This is before and after. Before, after. Before, after. You can see that there's some great difference. Or if you don't like this, you can just come over to the sharpen tab. You click your sharpen, reduce the radius to 0.47 and take this up to 0.31. It's another way to sharpen your image. This is before and after, before and after. Whatever way you work with, it's good, but I think this is nice, so I'm gonna use this. When I'm done with the sharpening and denoising, I go over to the color correction, which is exposure, saturation, contrast, white balance, and all that. So I'll start. Normally I use my control surface panel, which is the wave tangent 2 control surface panel, but now since a lot of people don't have it, I'm going to use this surface here to do the color correction and color grading. So I'll bring down my lift, working with my scopes. Just follow along. Okay, I think I'm going on the right foot. Please pay attention, and always remember that this is just for tutorial sake. So if I'm actually color grading a video, I would spend more time, but because of tutorial sake, I can spend a lot of time. So just bear with me. So I'll go over to my contrast, bump it up a little bit, bring down my pivot, bump up my saturation up to, let's say, 70. Yes, I'm on a good foot. Okay, so let's say I'm happy with the contrast. I'll move over to the white balance, pick this tool here, click on anywhere white in the clouds. Yes, nice. So this is my before and after, before and after, before and after. You can see how it changes the look from log to Rec 709. So from Rec 709, we'll be ready to do your color grading. What I'll do now is try to copy this color correction to this one, since they are the same location and they have the same look. So I'll just middle mouse on my button. You can see how it matches correctly, so you can do before and after. So you just take a before and after and see the great difference. Okay, so when I'm done with all of these, I'll move over to my color grading, which is where I'll come over to this clip here and go to group post clip, and here I'll be able to do my color grading. So how do I do this color grading? First of all, I create one node, I keep it at the end of this surface, and make sure that this node is actually having the shadows desaturated and the highlights desaturated. This is going to help us to have a perfect film look. So let's go. I come over to the first node and make a layer node, and on the layer node, actually, let me just try to explain to you what a layer node is. In the simplest way, when you create a layer node, the node below doesn't get affected by the node above. That's just a simple way to explain it. The node below doesn't get affected by the node above. So that's a layer node. So in this layer node, I want to select out the skin, because I don't want the skin to be affected by the overall grade I'm gonna do, and I can be able to work on just the skin. So I'll select just the skin right now. Okay, so I come over here to this qualifier. You can see all these rough edges is because this images has been compressed, and that's the disadvantages between red cameras and these small cameras we use. These small cameras have a lot of compression, but red cameras and ARRI cameras have less compression, so you can have a clean selection. But here we have to just struggle around to see how we can get the best. So let's say we have the skin selected. So now anything I apply, I won't disturb the screen. So let me go over to my LUT and try to select a LUT. So I come over to my LUT bank. I'll select, let me see, the LUT that suits it well. This is a good LUT, but I don't want to color this video like this. Let me try to use the same LUT I use on this particular video. Okay, so let's see. Nope. Okay, I think this is the LUT I used. So let me click on it. So now you can see that it hasn't affected our skin. You know, lots of people didn't know how to use LUTs correctly, because lots of people, you just take the LUT and drop on the image and expect it to work. It doesn't work that way. When you're using LUTs, it's always good to take away the skin and make sure the LUT affects other parts of the image. It's always good to use this workflow when you're trying to use LUTs, because it's going to work perfectly well, because most LUTs that are created always having problems, especially when it comes to skin. So try to take away the skin away, then from there you can blend things together. Okay, so apply the LUT. You can see how it changes the look already. If you want, for this image, I want to also take out the color of this red, because I think that the LUT is changing the color of this red, and I want it to be natural and really red. So I'll create another layer node, and on the layer node, I'll try to take away the cap. So you can see that how it does. So I can now work just on the cap. Let's say I want to add the saturation of the cap. I could just add it like so, maybe bring down some mid-tone, and I want to work on the skin individually. Let's say I want to add some saturation to the skin. I could, let's say, go to my color boost and do over like 5% of it, 5. And then let's say I want to take away some green from the skin. So go to my mid-tone, take away some green. and you can see how that works. Probably add some more red to the lift. You can see that it works. So I'm affecting just the skin, which is a very great way to deal with LUTs, and nice. So after that, I can now create another node. The next node, I'll try to increase my saturation. I'll come over to, instead of me doing the normal saturation, I'll first of all go to my color boost and put it over to 10. And so the difference between color boost and saturation is that color boost try to bring the desaturated area to match up with the most saturated parts of the image, while saturation just take everything up. So after I'm done with color boost, I could now go over to my saturation and then put it over to, let's say, 55. Okay, you can see how it works already. So this is before the color boost and after, before and after. So now I can let's say I want my sky to be a little bit more blue, so I want everything to be a little bit more blue, so I can just come over here and go to my luma, my hue versus saturation, click on the blue, take it up a little bit like so. Nice. You can see how it works. You can see that for yourself. So this is before and after, before and after. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I mean, it's already a great look. If you can take from the start to this, like from color correction to this, you can see how that really works, you know. And since we were working on a group post clip, you can just go over to the other clip and see that the grade has been applied already. See that? The grade has been applied already. So this workflow really makes your work really easy and fast to work with. So, and let's move over to the next group. So I already grouped these footages, don't forget. So I'll move over to the color correction and color grading. So we always start with the reduction. You use noise, sharpen the image a little because it will be a little bit more soft after the noise reduction. After that, do color correction. So we're done with color correction. You can see the before and after. Before and after. You can see that for yourself. So let's move over now to the color grading. So for color grading now, we use our normal workflow. Layer nodes, select out the skin. Apply the LUT. Let me just go over to a LUT. Let me search for a LUT that can work well with these. Okay, so let me apply this LUT to it. So this is a LUT I'll be using. You can see it doesn't affect my skin. So it affects my yellow and it affects the red. So I want to take off the yellow and the red so it can actually pop out well. So I come over to my layer node again. Try to take out the reds or orange. I think it's orange. And again, the yellow. So you can see that for yourself. I just removed the yellow and the red from this guy's t-shirt. So let's say I want the red to be a little bit more pop, so I'll just add some colors to it. Come over to saturation like that. Maybe work on some mid-tones. You can see that. And yellows, I think my yellow is good. I could even decide to add some more colors. It all depends, but I'll try to add it on the color boost. Let's say 10. Okay, since I want this clip to be really colorful, I can really go extra miles to add colors. Okay, so I create a new node. Don't forget to always keep these nodes at the end, which is the node to desaturate your shadows and highlights, because it's gonna really change your looks. Okay, so right here I'll be able to do some adjustments. Let's say I want it to be a little bit more pop, so I'll take out my color boost to, let's say, 10%, and then come to my saturation and put it to about 55. Okay, you can see difference. You can see how pop the image is looking already. You see that? And if you want to do any other adjustments, you can just go ahead and do it, and probably sharpen it at the end, and then, I mean, you're ready to go. So if when you're done with your color grading, you could always go back now to your clips and do little adjustments if need be. For example, this one, I think the shadows are really deep. I want to take up some shadows, you know, try to take it up, and, you know, work with the images and have the best output you can. Okay. Thank you once more for sticking out to the end. Hope you learned something from this, and if you did, just go ahead, hit the subscribe button, click on the bell to get all notifications when my videos drops, and go ahead, share the video so other people can learn and understand these tips and techniques of filmmaking. Once more, you're welcome to the another edition of the King's TV Holders Movement, and let's take another shot.